to all of you all around the world. Thank you, Marie, for the recording. So there is a recording going. Probably you have got a notification already. As I was saying, a heartfelt welcome from all around the world. Thank you for joining us at this first session of the MENA Rising initiative, launched by ICF Lebanon and embraced and supported by many other chapters around the MENA area. Talking of Egypt, Jordan, Oman, Tunisia, and the UAE. The whole idea of this initiative is to bring chapters together, collaborate, share knowledge, and usually collaboration and sharing knowledge, that's the way to push the wheel of development of all cultures forward. So I'm absolutely happy and thrilled to see that as Bona and Marie said, from all over the world. So thank you very much for that. For today's session, we are going to address coaching the next generation, the Generation Z or Gen Z. And this session is hosted by the ICF Jordan chapter. So thank you, Mona, and probably thank you to Nancy El-Harry, the president of the chapter. I'm not sure if she's here today with us or not. Without further ado, just a few probably notes before we start. Do please type in your full name because we're going to take these names for the certificates, the ICF certificates. So do please put your name there. Feel free to type all questions, comments in the chat box. I'll do my best to keep an eye on that. And probably towards the end, we'll be asking you as well to fill in a quick survey to help us improve, share your feedback. I'd like to kick the session off. Thank you to our speakers. We have for you today a representative for Gen Z. Lamaika, would you like to say a few words about yourself?
Hello everyone, I'm Lamaika. I'm from Jordan and I still go to high school. I'm in grade 12. I'm about to finish and I'm very excited to get all the parent questions asking me how to deal with the Gen Z children. I'm very excited for that, honestly.
Thank you for that. Thank you, Lamaika. Right, let me go to Umaima. How about you next? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, Draco. Hello, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. I'm honored to represent the Egypt chapter and participate in this very powerful panel, much needed discussion, I think. And I'm so happy to be here with you and with our team. I'm very excited to share my thoughts and insights and my point of view about Gen Z, especially.
Yeah.
Especially in Lamaika here with us, and she will talk with us and she will give us a feedback about what she expect from us and what she expect from a coaching journey and how she needs from our generation.
Super. We're happy to have you here, Umaima, and happy to have the Egyptian chapter with us. Next, let me go to Razan.
Hiya, hi everyone. I'm very, very pleased to be representing Jordan in this wonderful panel and event. And I agree with Umaima. This topic is much needed. And I really hate it when we sort of segregate people into categories because, at the end of the day, Gen Z is just the new generation, right? So it's good for previous generations and the future ones to keep, to stay up to date with the upcoming challenges that Gen Z faces. And so, yeah, it's always wonderful to collaborate. As you guys can see, we're collaborating regionally, and you guys come from all parts of the world. And so I'm really honored to be participating in this event, and I hope I can pitch in and help with something useful.
Absolutely. Looking forward. Thank you, Razan. Abdurrazak, oh man, go ahead.
Thank you, Yusuf.
You are.
Hello, everyone. This is Abdul Razak Al-Bluji from Oman chapter. I'm very honored to be here today to share the inputs about the Gen Z. As long I work along with with the Gen Z. So hopefully today, inshallah, we'll share our knowledge about this generation.
Okay. Lovely. Avifa from um, Tunis chapter, I believe, but she is currently in France, so quite international. Go ahead, please.
Hello, everyone. Honored to be here from ICF Tunisia chapter. Thank you for this, for all of you, for this opportunity. And the question of Gen Z is a big and important question for us as Generation Y or X. Some of us are from the three generation. So I hope that Umayma, I think Umayma,
Lamaika.
will help us a lot to understand and to put some words in our reflection and so welcome Lamaika, welcome all of you, and happy
Thank
to
you.
join you.
Thank you. Thank you. Saving the best for last, Joe.
Hello all. I'm glad to represent Lebanon in this first edition of the MENA Rising. I'm also a board member, and I'm a doctoral candidate in leadership and management. And specifically, my specialty is about Gen Z. So I am glad and honored to be here with you and also to take the perspective of Lamaika. I do agree also with Razan. And I hate a lot whenever someone will come and tell, okay, Gen Z don't want to work. They are here always to procrastinate. Okay, but let us see the positive thing, okay, from the perspective of Gen Z, because really, okay, they have a lot of potential.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Thank you, Joe. And I think part of this, an objective of this collaboration is really to bridge the gap. And all what we want is look for the positive understanding, and only by doing that, we can hopefully, improve from all aspects. Joe, let me start with you as well. So from your experience, coaching Gen Z, and I'll come to Lamaika about the term in a minute. But from your experience, coaching Gen Z, what characteristics have you noticed?
Okay, basically, Gen Z, because they are tech savvy people, so they prefer a lot whenever we're coaching them to integrate, okay, coaching there. Sorry, to incorporate technology there. From another perspective, they value a lot transparency and they value a lot the why. Okay, so they ask a lot about the why. Why should I do this exercise? Okay, why am I supposed, okay, to do this activity? So they prefer a lot that transparency and how much this activity or this exercise or this question will be aligned and how it will serve them in the goals that they are putting. It's not about experience by itself. We can be experienced coaches, but we're not transparent with them. So transparency is a value, and they value it a lot.
Well, that's a good thing to value, to be honest, being transparent. Omaima, would you like to go next? From your experience coaching Gen Z, what characteristics?
I think Gen Z is a highly pragmatic and financially minded generation. They
Right.
always focus on achieving tangible results. They want to see a clear return. in their
Right.
investment. When I say investment, I mean time, effort, money, or everything they will put in
Yeah.
this thing. يعني I think it's they not lazy as we يعني always say, but I think it's the ambition. Financial
Right.
independence, real-world application of skills over traditional metrics like grades, title, position. They always value work-life balance. They are not afraid of set boundaries. They always prefer protecting their mental health. They are more open about their previous generation. They know more
Yeah.
about us صراحة يعني.
Right.
They value authenticity, social responsibility, diversity, equity, inclusion. And I think we will get back to this point. يعني, when we talk about truth, we will get back to the point of the يعني value inclusion.
Right.
I think they want to work to deal with people who live up with this value, not just talking about this.
Yeah. Super. I think briefly we'll stop here and take Lamika's feedback on what Joe and Umayma have just shared. Lamika, what do you think?
I totally agree with Joe and Umayma. We are not lazy people and we do not like to procrastinate, but we do like when somebody is telling us that we're lazy or that we procrastinate, we feel bad because that's not what we're trying to show. We're focusing on something very certain.
Right.
And that's why other people may view it as laziness or procrastination, but we just know what to do and when to do it. And we do value transparency a lot. We do value knowing reasons. We don't like to be told, for example, no, and that's the end of discussion. We like to know reasons because this way, in our minds, we would understand more. We would try to understand what the other person is trying to say. But when somebody is just trying to end the discussion and be like, no, then that's when we're trying to like I forgot the word in English. When we start getting strong-minded and we just want our way.
Yeah.
That's basically it.
Well, this is quite powerful because you're sharing your thoughts, Lamike, and I'm thinking like I think generally speaking, saying no to the brain of human being is always challenging. So I could see where you're coming from. Lamika, from the point of coaching, how have you, if you have experience being coached? So from the point of view of Gen Z, how do you see coaching as a
I
powerful
see
tool?
it as a very powerful tool
Yeah.
because I don't know, I've seen like some kind of interview before on TikTok actually, where where the person was saying that Gen Z is very emotional.
And what do you think?
Millennials and the generations before us have always been, or as my parents say, they've always been said no to. Their emotions were always denied, but we haven't. So I think coaching is a perfect opportunity for Gen Z to express their feelings.
Right.
Because some Gen Z, especially teenagers, they cannot express themselves properly at home because the previous generations have always been strong, have always like I don't think I've ever met someone who's not a Gen Z who's been so open about their feelings. So I think Gen Z is I think coaching is very great because it allows us to communicate our emotions, and it teaches us how to communicate our emotions with the other generations so we could have a good understanding.
Yeah. Right. Razak, let me get back to you on the previous question. From your experience coaching Generation Z, what is your take?
Yeah, based on my experience with Gen Z, they are more, born with this digital native. They are separated from people, from the community.
Razak, let me just interrupt quickly. Your mic is a little bit, yeah, people aren't
Okay.
saying
Can you hear now? How's now?
it comes and goes.
Yes. Now it's good?
Now, very good, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I was talking about Gen Z because they're born with the digital native, where they are separated from the community.
Yeah.
All the time, busy with the technology, with the phone, and this one. So from
Mhm.
my perspective, because I'm trainer and as at the same time a coach. So now
Yeah.
I merge two together, coach and training. And also I
Yeah.
discovered something, new for me during last sessions in the training that about how to prepare the Gen Z for the interview skills for
Yeah.
the job. I give them question, why you are here today? All of them they say, I want just to pass the interview.
Yes.
Then we, give them the knowledge with the question and this in the training. Then after that, I switch the mood to the coaching. I
Right.
ask them, now we will do MOOC interview. Everyone will come the stage and he will speak.
Right.
Only from 23%, 3 Gen Z, they were able to come to the stage. Rest
Mhm.
of them, they say, no, we are feeling anxiety, fear, and this one. We don't like to practice this one now.
Right.
And even these 3 Gen Z, they came the stage, they have also fear, anxiety, and this one.
Sure.
So then I dropped the question to them. Uh, what your reflection about now about this training? They say we are now shifted our value shifted from the question how to pass from the question now to settle our emotions. The being
We're losing your sound again.
they're
Sorry.
under fear, anxiety. At the first time they felt like this. So as a coach, I told them what the next step. I opened the door for them to
Yeah.
understand themselves again and give them a space as well. Then they
Right.
say, okay, now we need really to engage ourselves and improve ourselves in emotionally.
Yeah.
So see how the dynamic is shifted and mind shift, has been shifted from the how to pass from interview question to the how I can settle my emotion now. This is the
Right.
powerful of the coaching.
Right. Super. There is a question I can see in the chat box. What could parents do to ensure that Gen Zs are happier to share their feelings? Let me go to Razan for this one.
All right. So,
Yeah.
I would just like to define what is
Yeah.
Gen Z. So different schools define it roughly, those who are aged 13 to 28, roughly.
Mm. Mhm.
So some sources stretch this a little.
Right.
So this generation is the first generation that has grown up fully immersed in digital technology, social media, global connectivity. So some of their strengths is that they're digital natives, they're
Yeah.
inclusive, they're diverse, they're globally hyper connected, they're practical, they're independent, they're purpose driven. So these are the strengths. However, there
Yeah.
are weaknesses too. So, for example, they have low resilience, they're impatient.
Right.
They are also overexposed to information. There's this influx of information coming from everywhere, which
Mhm.
causes decision fatigue for them. Also, they struggle with face to face communication because they're so used to texting all the time. And they tend to be perfectionistic and they are afraid of failure.
Right.
And they have a problem setting boundaries, like boundary issues. And so, from that, the way we can help them is not to overprotect them or overparent them, rather, to support them in linking how they're
Yeah.
feeling to their goals. So, is this what you want to achieve? Is this your
Right.
purpose out of this? Is what you're experiencing right now aligned with your journey towards your goals? If the answer is no, then we encourage them to speak up. We have a conversation with them, but we don't try to overprotect them. And I
Right.
think the reason why they're impatient and they have low resilience is because the parenting patterns have changed. And so they are used to being protected, questions answered for them. And so they struggle sometimes to connect the dots there. So any conversation anywhere around building long-term resilience, connecting cause and effect with them, aligning them with their goals would go a long way.
Yeah. Thank you very much. Thank you. So, Lana, I hope that has answered your question. Afifa, let me come back to you. If you could touch upon the topic of coaching Gen Z from the perspective of psychological safety, what would you say?
Gen Z has the power to understand what they want and what they
Right.
need when we talk about safety.
Mhm.
So they show up when they born and they grow up, they show that they don't need a lot of protection. They can do things from their selves. They develop their self-security
Right.
by themselves, not as the present generation. We all wait the parent to do many things instead of us. So their security and their safety they develop by themselves, and generally they it's a generation that trust in fast. All is fast for them. All must be done quickly. For us, it's like they delete some steps,
Okay.
and they jump to thinking or to reflection to many in their career. Then for us it takes 10 years to start to build a career. For them 2 years is enough. They don't need more. And I
Yeah.
think that they have other definition for tolerance, for management, for respect.
That's a good point.
So they don't misrespect others, but they have other definition. They
Yeah.
define differently. I think too about safety. They are world citizen, not like us. We are. If I am Tunisian, I am narrowed by Tunisian
Yeah.
culture. They're more open, more tolerant.
Yeah.
So I think about safety, that's why their openness is help them
Yeah.
to grow up and to they go straight to the point. This is the
Yeah. Thank you.
characteristic of Generation Z.
Thank you. I like what you said that, it's a different perspective. Sometimes, yeah, we look at the same, object or the same matter and we just have it from different perspectives and then we think that we disagree, but actually it's just the same point of view. Lamaika, I'm coming back to you. Um, Couple of questions here, Michael. So I think when we started, we mentioned something about calling you Gen Z, and then I think Razan said, "Oh, do we have to say that?" How do you feel about being called Gen Z?
I love it.
Okay, that's okay. That's done then. That's done. And another question, probably, I think I'll come back to you, Lamaika, but there's a question in the chat box, Akil. So thank you very much for the question for our speakers, the coaches. What are the key behaviors a coach must adapt to build immediate trust and credibility with this generation? Moving from a position of expert to that of a true collaborative partner? Lovely question. Right, Abdurazak, let me start with you here. If you could
Let me know
mention
about my
couple of
voice. Is okay? No.
yes, couple of things a coach must
Okay.
have.
Yes, for me that coach has to remove his intuitions, first of all, about his experience, about what he's born, what about his value, because Gen Z, they have different style, different value, different everything, they are different. So we should remove all the attachment what we have.
Okay.
And also, second thing, we need to respect them and give them a space to think and reflect.
Right. Lamaika, what do you think about this?
I honestly had a connection issue. I was trying to fix it, so I didn't hear what Abdulrazak had to say.
Address
Cannot
that
hear me?
quickly. Your voice is
Yes.
okay. This time is Lamaika's.
No, I think it's my connection. If you
Yeah.
could very like, shortly repeat it.
Yeah, I mean that the coach has to remove his intuitions because Gen Z, they live their style, their life. So whatever, as a coach, we should remove all the our intuitions, our perspective, our history. So we should be clear. We need to deal with the Gen Z as they are. So we give them the space to think, to reflect, and to act.
Super.
Yes.
Your point is very correct. We do like to have our space to reflect, to act, because when we go to somebody, a trusted person,
Yeah.
to speak about our problems, we're not asking for direct solutions. We're asking for a little bit of guidance so that we could think on our own and
Yeah.
decide for ourselves what we will do. We're not looking for solutions. We're actually looking for somebody to listen and guide us.
Super. And that's the core of coaching, Lamaika. So I think you are on the right path. Right. Joe.
Yes. Okay, so from my side, I can
Yes.
say that we need to reiterate on creating the psychological safety, okay,
Right.
for the coachee, for Gen Z, and specifically by reiterating that all our coaching sessions are confidential and non-judgmental. This is very important, okay, for them, because we see now coaches that maybe they start their sessions directly without having the agreement, okay, without having the
Yeah.
contract. It's very important, okay, to state everything and to reiterate it verbally before the first session because they value a lot the transparency that I talked about it before.
Yeah. Super. And just before I go to the next speaker, just a couple of beautiful comments and pieces of feedback in the chat box. I think Aya is saying that not being overprotective is a valuable tip. So thank you for the speakers, and thank you for you, Aya, for that. And Fatima is saying Gen Z are in fact worldwide citizens, and that is going to put some responsibility on your shoulder, Lamaika, to probably make the world a better place. Thank you, Joe, again. Razan, what do you think? So you've got the psychological safety. This is one point. And then the other point, as a coach, what do I need to better understand Generation Z?
Yes, absolutely. So I absolutely agree with Joe and Abdul Razak. In addition to that, I would say you need to build credibility and trust. Pardon me. So you need to build rapport with them. You need to come across as someone who is tech savvy. You need to speak their language. You suspend judgment. You create a very open and safe space for them to speak. You allow mistakes. You don't judge them. You even like if they're like afraid, if they have fear of failure, you sort of show that it's okay. It's part of life, right? So you normalize failures for them. And so you make it so safe for them. You need to actively listen to them and also evoke awareness. So I find from my experience is that because Gen Z is so used to speed and information influx, They seem lost. They lack self-awareness in general. However, they are more open to learning more about their psyche and to develop more, and which is great. So they have this flexibility if we compare them to previous generations. And so this, while feeling safe, if they are able to raise their self-awareness, and we sort of like we're open to listening to mistakes and all that without judgment, then I think this would do them a lot of good, because it really allows them to speak without fear and to raise their self-awareness.
Yeah, and I think talking of judgment, I think in the book The Inner Game of Tennis, there is the mention of some quote about how we judge ourselves too much already, so we could do a little bit better with others, not to go ahead with judging them. So thank you for that. Umaima, let me get to you. As a coach, what are the if you could mention a couple of things that I need to focus on to really understand them and understand them better and work with them better?
Actually, I agree with my colleague. يعني, they said a very good issue. But I think if I will يعني recommend two things, authenticity, acknowledging the rejection for others and challenges.
Right.
Their feeling طبعا, acknowledging their feeling at first, then يعني I have to work with the rejection for the society, their parents, the circumstances, with يعني with not be يعني judgmental. I think I have to listen them more and acknowledge their feeling.
Super.
That's it.
Super duper. Thank you. And thank you for the lovely audience, by the way. I'm really happy and enjoying the interaction, the questions, the comments. Thank you so much. I hope I can cover as many as possible. Right. Afifa, before I forget you, sorry.
Yes.
Two things that a coach need to work on, develop to better understand Gen Z.
I think trust.
Yeah.
Developing trust, and I think we have to talk the same language. We have to update as a coach to their language. We have to use technology. We have to use social media. We have to be updated of their life, to accept.
That's a lot of work on us.
Yes,
to keep
we
up.
have and what I want to underline is to not see them as alien. They are not aliens. We were in the same position with our parents.
Yeah.
So I think that we have to understand we had the same feeling with our parents before.
Yeah.
So as a coach, I think that there is an expression, we put ourselves in their shoes. I think it means a lot to them.
Right, super. Lena is asking an interesting question to Lamaika. Lamaika, ready?
Yes, of course.
Super. So Lena wants to know, she's curious to know from your perspective, since you trust a coach, what is it that stops you from sharing with your parents? I hope
From a personal point of view,
yes,
I
go
think
ahead.
it's the fact that parents try so hard to be in our lives and try so hard to gain our trust, and that's a good thing. But what makes us scared to go to our parents and tell them what's going on is that, for example, judgment, like how do I say it? Like judgment from other people. Like, for example, our other friends' parents are
Yeah.
not, for example, as understanding as our parents. So we're scared
Right.
from that. We're scared that no matter how our parents tell us that they could trust us,
Yeah.
and we could trust them. And no matter how much they tell us that we could go to them and be 100% transparent, we
Yeah.
are still scared of that part that our other friends' parents, they might be the same. Like our
Yeah.
parents might be not understanding, or they could get mad, or it's about other people. It's not about our parents, and it's
Yeah.
not really personal. It's
Yeah.
just a general fear, I think.
I think this topic is, probably needs more sessions because that's a valid point you shared, Lamaika here. So thank you very much. And I think for the parents here in the session, do feel free, please, to share your points of view. Parents always have that, you know, care, I would say. Let's say, there is that line of care, and this is why I think sometimes it's hard to dance between being a friend and, letting things go easy, and then all of a sudden they feel the protective, they feel responsible. So
Yes,
yeah,
and
probably,
if I may
yeah.
add a point,
Yes, please go
we're
ahead.
also usually scared of parents because they're our parents. We're
Yes.
usually scared to go and
True,
tell them what's
true.
going on, what's going on in our life, because they're our parents. They're the people that we're supposed to be the best for. We're the people that we're supposed to show our best selves to. So it could be kind of embarrassing or scary to go to
Yeah,
our parents and tell them, oh, this and this is happening. I don't feel well, because our parents always expect us to be strong. They
yeah,
always expect us to be resilient. They always expect us to have perfect mental health. So we're usually
true.
scared to go to them and tell them that something is actually going on.
Yeah. Yeah, and again in the chat box, and excuse me if I have pronounced your name incorrectly, Malgorzata. She's a parent of two Gen Z daughters. And regarding this point, she says maybe Gen Z needs someone who's emotionally independent, which is really valid point. When you are attached emotionally with someone, then it's always hard when you see a room for improvement, and then you just say, "Oh no, I let it go." So as a parent, you just jump in there and try to fix things. So thank you for that. Joe, let me start with you here. Joe, people love hearing stories, personal stories. So from your vast experience of coaching Gen Z, not only Lebanon, just across the world, um, a small story, a short story, sorry, you would like to share with us something, let's say something positive happened in the world of coaching. Go ahead.
I can share with you, yes, a personal story about a coachee. So,
And I'll interrupt you here, sorry, bearing in mind the
yes, sure.
confidentiality.
Yes, sure.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So, um, in my coaching sessions, I have seen how it's important always to explain the why and how to treat, okay, the why question, okay,
Yeah,
of a coachee,
yeah,
because they often challenge the process. Okay, so why do I need to do this exercise, or why does this matter? Okay, for example, for my career.
yeah,
One example I can share is. About a coachee. She was a lady who decided that she wouldn't, okay, move forward with a reflection exercise. It was about the wheel of life until she understands how this reflective exercise will be linked to her future employability.
makes
Okay.
sense.
So at that moment, it was maybe my first time in my life that I take that much time, okay, to explain the full perspective in 3D, okay, about what does mean the Wheel of Life exercise, how we use it, okay, and how it's linked, and each pattern by itself. And
Yeah,
once really she saw the purpose of this exercise and how it goes, okay, for thinking not only about career, but also maybe a family sometimes, okay, may have an impact, finance, okay, maybe our health. So she became really fully engaged after it. So after this exercise, I was really challenged by the why by itself, which we usually hesitate to ask it during our coaching session, that yes, we need to address with the coachee.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And quickly in the chat box, Eric is saying coaching is not about telling, which is true. And I think this works with all generations. Telling usually a little bit heavy on us. I think this is Amin as well, sharing how Gen Z, once they trust the coach, the support is good to be short. No judgment. That's true as well. And right, I'll get back to the chat box and the lovely audience. To be honest, thank you again so much for the interaction. Abdulrazak, a personal story, confidentiality in mind, coaching Gen Z.
First of all, thank to Gen Z because they helped me to publish my book regarding how to write CV for the job seeker. Yes, because as a trainer, I deliver many, workshop regarding the CV, how to write a CV, professional CV. I remember last workshop when I include the coaching style, I give them only the steps how to write CV, starting from the basic information, educations, and experience, and that the CV has. Then I give them the space to think and reflect. Because if I told them I need, please use this one, Microsoft Word or Excel to write your CV, is all version.
Yes, this is us.
Yes, I give them a space to think and reflect. To be very honest with you, I write CV within 2 hours, 3 hours. Myself, I expert in this one.
Yeah.
Then I give them only 30 minutes. They wrote it within 10 minutes with AI.
Yeah.
So this is the creativity thing that once we give them a space really to think and reflect, because they are living their life, different from us.
True.
So they're born with this technology. They're very native. So you need to utilize their power. Okay?
True.
So in my personal story, really, we need to give them a space. Of course, we have something like step standards, but in other hand, that we need to give them a space to think and reflect, and also to be creativity with the system.
Yeah, and I do agree with that. I always say you give them space, they always surprise you in a good way. So,
Yes.
and then you kind of change your perspective. Alison in the chat box, they interact in a less formal way, casual. I think this is their easygoing nature, which is great. Back to stories, Razan. A personal story, coaching Gen Z. I have to repeat confidentiality being built
Absolutely.
in mind. Yes.
Right. So I have many stories, but one of them, which is I'm going to share, was a 20-year-old college student. So she was strong academically, but she was struggling with presentations. She developed some sort of anxiety, stage fright around public speaking. And she, throughout our coaching conversations, she discovered that the reason was the isolation, the social isolation during the COVID, period. And so what we did was we kept rehearsing. So I kept asking her to present for me, to visualize that there are people in front of her. And sometimes I would ask her to bring her friends along. And then evoking awareness rather, making the space very safe for her to share, to make mistakes, blips here and there. Eventually, she shifted her focus from "I must impress them" all the way into "I'm here to share value." All the people here are here to listen to me. So it was wonderful how she reframed her perspective, and she gained so much confidence out of that.
Lovely. Yeah, thank you. And I really appreciate and like, Razan, how you emphasize being comfortable with making mistakes. I do have a dream that one day, the whole education system, to be honest, is just, making mistakes free, because only then and only from that we will learn and develop. So thank you, Razan, for that. Coach Yasmin, a really interesting point mentioned here in the chat box. And I think this question better directed to Lamaika. So Lamaika, get ready again. So super insight, Yasmin says, super insight shared here. But since most of what we're sharing, probably Yasmin is already doing and working on, what we have to stress more with Gen Z. So Lamaika, what is the one thing, just one thing, that when you work with a coach, that you want that coach to have it, otherwise it's a big no-no?
That's a really hard question.
I know.
I think the thing that not only me, but I think most Gen Zs, especially teenage Gen Zs, I think they all want us, like they want coaches to avoid comparison, which when I've worked with a coach, I've worked with one coach, which is Coach Ruba. She's also with the ICF. I was very happy that there was no comparison, because let me speak of in an Arab household perspective. The comparison thing is very, like, it's very stressing. You know, it's always like your parents. Thankfully, my parents don't do that, but a lot of the parents that I know really compare you to your cousins, or you to your friends, or you to your siblings. Now, thankfully, I am an only child, and I don't have this kind of parents. But a lot of Gen Zs do, and a lot of Gen Zs are being compared to other people, especially academically. So it really creates some kind of academic validation complex, let's say, for us.
Yeah.
It's kind of irritating and very stressing. So I think comparison is the one thing that I like. It's a no-no for me.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Comparison kills. So thank you very much. And I hope this answers your question, Yasmin, Coach Yasmin. I think there's Ghada, I'll come back to your I'm again in the chat box. I think we can focus on the chat box, and that will be really a fruitful session. So thank you for that. I'll come back to this. Caroline, thank you very much. That's so kind of you. We are only trying here. Umayma, back to you. Personal story, coaching Gen Z, confidentiality in mind. Yes.
Okay, of course. I was a counselor in high school, and once I met with 11th grade student who had been kicked off his class. When I asked him what happened, he was using his mobile. He explained he was finishing an issue that could earn him $3,000 as a commission.
Yeah.
Actually, this was a major eye-opener. The student wasn't acting out. He was pursuing a real-world opportunity and financial independence.
Have we lost Umayma? Right, so we wait for Umayma to come back, and then maybe Afifa, I'll let you go next.
Yes.
Right, so personal, just to check, Mona, we have lost Umayma yet? Yeah. Oh, here she
She's
is.
back.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
No
I'm
problem.
so sorry.
That's technology.
Connecting. Sorry, so sorry.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay. I think this student, it was a major eye-opener. Student wasn't acting out. He was pursuing a real-world opportunity and financial independence. He's just a great. He showed me that incredible potential of today's people. بصراحة, they motivated by more than just a letter, a report, a grade, a position, a titles. This incident also highlighted a crucial point: how this generation view rules and ethics. That's why he made me challenging him with a different perspective.
Yeah.
اللي هو يعني when he see when the rule conflict with their driven or independence or their goal, it's not about being defined. It's about
Yeah.
different يعني we must handle with this with a wiser approach. First, acknowledging their characteristics, acknowledging their mindset, acknowledging they are very different from us.
Yeah.
I think we have to helping them navigate the line between ambition and to be يعني a good one and to reach your goal, and establishing or respecting the guidelines. In this
Yeah.
point, يعني actually in this point, I think we have to discuss with them. We have to discuss with them the rule.
Yeah.
What's enough for them. يعني because as I said, they will challenge a rule or traditional path if this conflict with my tangible rewarded goal. And existing system is a set of guidelines. It's not an unbreakable structure. If the
Yeah.
rule doesn't serve my clear purpose or lead to a meaningful outcome, they will question and challenge, and they will find their goal a priority than the rule or respect
Yeah.
others.
Yeah, I think if the outcome if the outcome was $3,000, I think I would definitely pay more attention to that.
أنا
So,
كمان طبعا.
so thank you. Thank you. That's quite powerful. Just a quick again a quick reminder for everyone, and I think Marie has put it as well. Your full name on the screen. So I've seen some names on the chat box. That's good, but maybe on the screen, and that's for your certificates. Right. Afif, I think you're next, sharing a personal story, coaching Gen Z.
I have a coachee.
Yeah,
She's following. She was following an engineering studies,
yeah,
and she struggles a lot with her choice, and she has a problem in her psychology. She was followed by a psychologist, and at the same time we did some session together, and after I think 6 session, she became more aware about her strength, and he shift her career from following engineering to management,
yeah,
and now she's she's very brilliant in her choice, and my conclusion is that Gen Z are more aware about their mental health.
yeah,
They are looking for help. They don't. They don't. I think that Fatma in the chat they talk about. She talk about ego,
yeah,
and I think that Gen Z manage their ego very, very well, and they're aware about what they want to do and where they want to go.
yeah.
This is the
Lovely. Thank you, Afif, for that. Lamaika, I'm back to you again. Another point we're going to address here. So Gen Z, and I know some of our speakers here, and I'll ask your input in a second. Lamaika, Gen Z cross cultures. So we've already established that Gen Z is, or are citizens of the world. What differences do you see across cultures, east to west, north to south between Gen Z themselves?
I think Gen Z and cross cultures are I think it's the easiest generation to learn more about other cultures, if that's what your question is asking specifically.
Yeah.
Because we have the internet. We've always had the
Oh,
internet, and we're always gonna have the internet.
true. Are you
So it's,
sure? Always?
I mean, hopefully,
Hopefully, that's a
I really
good
hope
word.
so.
Okay, go ahead.
So this way, it's easier for us to connect with other cultures, especially people our age, people who are experiencing the same things we're experiencing, just right across the world.
Yeah.
And we're able more to learn more about more experiences from people our age, people maybe younger, maybe older than us, but that all have the same mindset, let's say.
Yeah.
So it's much easier for us than other generations, I believe. Especially my mom used to tell
Yeah.
me about how she had to write her dad letters to Germany and take months and come back. Very long story. So I think it's much
yeah.
easier for us, and that makes us a lot more educated,
Yeah.
especially educated on what's going on in the world,
Yeah.
and especially giving us a voice on the
Right.
internet, more freedom of speech.
Yeah.
I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. There are a lot of similarities between cross cultures now between Gen Z. As you said, you were born into this world of the internet and connectivity. Um, if you would I don't know if it exists or not, would you say there is any difference between Gen Z, let's say, um, in the MENA region, Gen Z in Northern America, for example?
I do think there is a difference,
Mhm.
and I really think it's a cultural difference.
Okay.
Because, for example, in the MENA region, there's always going to be a culture.
Yeah.
There's always going to be overprotectiveness,
Mhm.
especially over girls.
Mhm.
And I don't, maybe I'm wrong, forgive me if I am, but I really think that that is where it differs.
Mhm.
Overprotectiveness, culture, all of, there are so many, I don't know how to say it in English. There are so many factors
Okay.
as to how we are on how Gen Z lives from um, region to region. But
Right.
I still think that we all have the same mindset. And I still
Right.
think that everybody has, like, all Gen Zs have the same, not the same, but very similar goals and very similar dreams
Yeah.
of success, of the same view of the world, I think.
Yeah. And I think I'll stay with you a little bit longer here, Lamika. I've seen something in the chat box as well. Um, social background. So now I think it's similar, but let's focus on so Lamika, I believe you are in Jordan, yeah?
I am, yes.
Right. So does this social background or status make a difference to how you would behave? Or do they,
Um,
or okay, if you got the question, go ahead.
no, please continue. Maybe I got it wrong.
Let's see. So social background, and I think after you, I'll go immediately to Joe. So social background and social status. Does this have any impact, influence on the way Gen Z behave?
I believe it does not.
Does
I
not.
was gonna say it does, but I don't think it does. Because
Okay.
I have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people that are from different social backgrounds than I am.
Right. Okay.
Um, and if we're gonna speak financially, some are very much better
Yeah.
financially, like in their financial circumstances. Some are worse,
Right.
and I don't think it affects that, because I think us as Gen Zs, we
Yeah.
really try to build relationships
Mhm.
and friendships depending on how the person is,
Yeah.
and not their social status. Like you could look at earlier generations, no offense, they you could see
And then taken.
that friends are of the same social status, are of the same social group, let's say. But
Yeah.
if you start going younger and younger,
Yeah.
Gen Z, for example, you can see the diversity
Yeah.
in friend groups. You could see the diversity in social groups. I think that's
That's lovely. Again, this would put more responsibility on your shoulder, and those of Gen Z. Yeah, so
I
let's
definitely agree.
yep. Joe, the same point. What's your take on it?
Basically, I do agree with Lamaika, but I do see other differences. Okay,
Yeah.
which as for example, whenever we talk about, let's say, hierarchy or authority,
Yeah.
if you go, for example, to the Western cultures like US, North Europe, we can see that Gen Z there are more they challenge, okay, authority. They expect, for
Hmm.
example, like flat structure, and
Hmm.
they see like respect as something mutual and not positional. In Middle East, okay, in our countries, okay, we until present, still till now, we do value the hierarchy, but we expect to earn it.
Okay.
Okay, so for that reason, for example, they might maybe hesitate to confront maybe a coach directly, but they will disengage, okay, correctly if they are not, for example, like respected. But majority of the time, they can tackle also this point. In terms
Yeah.
of communication, also, I do see differences. So, for example, also in Western cultures, we can see that Gen Z, they are very direct, concise. They say it as it is. Okay. In Middle East, okay, we're more like relational. Okay, so we expect
Yeah.
maybe like a warm connection before we dive, okay, into what we want. But they can reach there. But for example, like the sandwich feedback. Okay, so we need to positive things, and after it, okay, we delve into details. Um, those, if you want, like the main things, but if I want to say it from a coaching perspective, that we need to understand those things. We need to understand those differences to know how to deal, okay, with it all over the session.
Thank you, Joe. Razak, let me come to you. The same question.
I think Joe he covered the meaning of that one.
Yeah.
For example, here in Oman and on the Gulf country and Asia as well,
Yeah.
uh, we expose, for the environment. Like
Hmm.
Gen Z, they will have some hierarchy with the family, with the community,
Mm.
and they will have, in different states. Some of them, for example, I have son
Hmm.
in grade two.
Yeah.
He's big and he go another, I have in grade nine, he's very shy, he's very limited, and so with the same family, I'm not talking about the and the overworld.
Yeah.
With the same
Okay.
family, we have the differences there. So it's
Yeah.
different, style and different on the person to person DNA. But
Right.
how we can improve this one or monitor this one or at least to recap with this scenario.
Yeah.
And as a coach, for me, from my perspective, really we need to give attention, not to direct question why you are like this. All the time
Yeah.
we need to see for support them
Right.
and to give them our hand to pull them to the right and to shift their mindset, shift their value, and shift their meaning as well.
That's quite powerful. So two brothers, same parents, and there is difference. So that is quite powerful. Thank you, Razak. Lamaika, a quick question. Uh, in one word, what is success for Gen Z?
That's hard to put in one word.
Challenge you. Okay, 2 words.
Okay, 2 words. Early retirement.
Wow. Okay, that's powerful. Right. So this is a question from the chat box. This is why I stopped with you. Razan,
Yeah.
would you like to before I ask you a question, would you like to um, follow up on the previous point of differences, Gen Z cross
Yeah.
cultures? Go ahead.
So I think increasingly the entire world is becoming more globalized. So cultural differences are really minimizing, especially with the coming generations. The
Yeah.
upcoming generations are more or are maybe more open global citizens, so they don't have a problem there. It's just respect, really. And in
Mm.
terms of hierarchy, I think even in the Middle East, parents nowadays are giving their children more freedom and more space and more trust in comparison to what parents used to do before. So I think it's about really trust. And what was your other question?
Success
Right.
for
So
generations. Yeah.
yes, yeah, I'm so glad that you asked me that. I really want to weigh in on that. So,
Super.
meanwhile, Gen Z craves freedom and flexibility.
Right.
They do also crave mentorship, and they do need boundaries or consequences. So they need that being clarified to them because ambiguity causes them
Yeah.
tremendous stress and anxiety. So, when dealing with them, it's important to link cause and effect, to really
Nice.
challenge them, but with respect. So, without threatening them or labeling them or judging them or, insulting them in any way, really, to ask powerful questions to stimulate their thinking. As I said earlier, I found so far dealing with Gen Z is that they lack self-awareness. They're very globally aware of all of the social events and all that. And they're quite, they're hyper connected, but they lack self-awareness. So what I always do is ask powerful questions to bring them back to themselves and to get them to understand themselves more in order for them to better manage. So I think success for them is alignment and impact. So when they feel aligned with the purpose that they wish to work for, and they feel that they are making impact, this is where they feel really satisfied.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. I think we are pushing towards the end of the session today. Not that I want it to end because a lot to talk about and I'm really enjoying it. I do thank you all, like organizers, speakers, and audience. We haven't finished yet, so so I just want to say thank you. Right. Lamaika, I think I will get back to you again, being the representative of Gen Z. I always love to know, so we are different, different generations, X, Y, Z, millennials and so on. Lamaika,
Yes.
so the previous generations, whatever generation you can think of, would you give me one similarity between that generation and Gen Z?
Hmm.
Thinking,
That's a very
please.
hard question. I think similarities
Yeah.
is wanting to succeed.
Tell me more.
I think similarities that I personally have with a lot of my family members, a lot of my parents' friends, is
Hmm.
wanting to succeed, always wanting to achieve more.
Okay.
And
That's
my parents are Gen X, I believe. So they always want to achieve more. Um,
right.
from my experience, my parents, and I've said that once before, my
Yeah.
parents, they're the hardest working people I've ever seen.
Well done. That's good.
And no matter how much they struggle and no matter how much they get pushed back, they still try to,
Well,
they try harder, they try to succeed even harder. And I think I got that from them. And I think a lot of, I see that in a lot of their friends. I see that in a
yeah.
lot of my friends' parents, and I see that in my friends. So I
Right.
think it's always wanting to succeed. And I do think that's an instinct in the human body. It's a survival
Okay.
instinct. Everybody wants to survive. Everyone wants what's better for them.
Yeah. Which is true. It is embedded there, like the minute we're born. And again, the reason I'm asking or I've asked this question because part of the whole, objective of the session is for us to understand each other. And one thing, if I could emphasize, how to understand the other person or the other culture or the other generation is always to look for similarities. Once you find that one similarity, and then it's got, oh, so we are different, but we do have something in common. I think, Afifa, let me get to you. The Generation Z and the previous generations, any similarities you'd like to highlight?
I think that all generation have the same way of thinking, but the difference is in how they express.
Yeah.
Before, but in the previous generation, hierarchy was very important. So the way that we express ourselves was very different. Now, this generation express clearly and with a lot of clarity and transparency. So I think that the difference is not a real difference.
Yeah.
It's just in the way of how they express things. And a question that I ask when because I recruit people and hire people in workplace, so
Yeah.
I ask them about values.
Right.
So they give a big importance to respect.
Yeah.
And I think it's a similarity with previous generation. Values are very important for them, and they know how to define their values. For us, it was like we have a problem to express them because the hierarchy, because the parent, because the culture, this. So I think that values and the way they express is a big similarity.
Right. Thank you, Aviva. And again, we are pushing towards the end of the session. There is a lot to read in the chart box. Hopefully, maybe I don't know, Mona or Marie, if we can, because I think there are some even important questions that I may have either missed or haven't got the time for it. So I do apologize. But hopefully, if somehow we can address these questions after the session, that would be absolutely great. Right. I think Joe, I'll give back to you now to start slowly at the end of the session. Joe, in a sentence or two, I don't want to say a few sentences because we're running out of time now. Final words. Coaching Generation Z. Think outside the box, if you will. What would you say? Final words.
Okay, so my final words that I can say, first of all, we need to see that those people are adaptive people. So they are adapting to all the changes that we have. In terms of coaching, we need to understand their perspective and to put ourselves in their shoes. As I started, we need to embrace technology in our coaching. So because they are tech savvy people, So they expect, okay, from us to be aligned with their way of thinking. And I will reiterate on understanding the background of the culture of those people, because whenever I'm coaching someone, let's say from the Middle East, it's totally different from someone, okay, from the Western. So, and adding to that, there is something very important. Maybe we can get like rid of those traditional things like a coach, okay, sitting behind the table and the coachee in front of us. So let them choose, okay, wherever they want to sit,
Okay.
and let that environment, okay, be that much like inclusive for them, because inclusivity is very important for Gen Z.
Yeah. Thank you very much. And Lamaika, by the way, people in the chat box, you know, are loving what you said about early retirement. Don't we all want that?
Don't we all
Anyways.
want to retire early, or maybe not work at all?
Oh, okay. You're opening more doors for discussion. That would be next session.
Okay.
Right. Razan, final words. Coaching Generation Z.
Absolutely. So to sum everything up, so in order for us to empower Gen Z, in order for them to flourish, we need to give them clarity, purpose, and space for autonomy, while also supporting them to build resilience, improve their communication skills, and create emotional balance, because they tend to react very quickly.
Super. Thank you very much. And before I go to the next speaker, just another quick reminder. I think Marie will share the survey hopefully soon. So do please let us know what you think. Regardless, we'll always learn from it. So yeah, that will hopefully encourages you to fill it in. If you got your full name there on the screen, that's brilliant. If not, do that for your certificate. Right, and go to you next, Abdulrazak. Final words.
Yes,
Generation Z and coaching.
yes. Don't judge them. Give them the space, respect them, and also utilize their power. They are powerful.
Utilize their power. That's super. Thank you very much, Abdulrazak, for sharing. Omaima. Next, I'm searching for you. There you are. Yeah,
I'm here.
right.
I believe the coaching is the most powerful tool to deal with Gen Z.
Yeah.
This thing. تاني حاجة هي إن we have to acknowledge their feeling. We have to accept their characteristic, authenticity, transparency, purpose-driven language, to show,
Yeah.
to prove, don't just to tell them. There's something I always say to parents, please replace what to say with how to listen.
Yeah.
I think this will يعني change the relationship يعني to better إن شاء الله. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Afifa, what do you think? Final words.
I think that we have to listen them with heart, not just words. So to take them as they are, to accept them, and to learn from them.
Okay.
Because we can learn a lot from them. We're not just the teacher or the guide.
Yeah.
Learn a lot from them.
Yeah, we had you know, always it's always helpful to keep that you know, open mind. You know,
Yes.
you will
Win-win relationship. Win-win,
True.
because they think that they can give and they can receive. So win-win relationship.
Thank you. To our lovely audience, we would love to hear as well from you. You know, for any final words you've got, any one one or two probably takeaways, do share that please in the chat box, and I'll be happy to read that out loud. Lamaika, last but not least, I'm not sure if you've noticed or if you've read any of the comments in the chat box. You're just being a star. So
I'm so happy.
final words.
Honestly, coming into this, I did not expect for it to have as much impact as it does, or as I'm seeing. And I'm so happy for being able to be a part of this amazing conference. And I really hope I could be in other conferences coming forward, hopefully, inshallah. And thank you, everyone, for the amazing words, the kind words. I love them. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
that's it.
Thank you, Lamaika.
Thank
Of
you.
course.
And I think Eric, so yeah, Eric Budria, thank you. Great communicate to understand it and listen between generations. Absolutely. Eric, prioritizing alignment and impact. Early retirement. You're going to cause a big wave, Lamaika, after this session. I'll go back to our lovely and wonderful organizers, starting with Marie. Final words.
So amazing panel discussion. Thank you, Jacob, for facilitating in this way, fabulous way. You had some comments on the chat box talking about your way of facilitating this really genuine one. Thank you a lot. And Lamaika, you were really a star, and we learned a lot from you. I have a son who has the same age as you, and really all what you said resonated a lot. So thank you, and thanks to all the panelists for joining, and we hope always we will go forward together. Mona, you did a great job. Thank you. Thank you, ICF Jordan, for organizing and working in such atmosphere, a wonderful one. Thanks a lot. So this is what I would like to say. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And of course, yeah, we're not going to forget again Jordan chapter for hosting this session. Mona, where are you? I have to look, you know,
right,
around
I'm
to find
right
you.
here.
Oh, there you are.
Didn't leave for 1 second.
Okay.
This
Final
was
words.
very captivating. Thank you all. The panelists were absolutely super, absolutely wonderful. Every single one was a star. The youngest, but still, young in age, but very bright indeed. Thank you so much, Lamaika, for joining us and shedding some light on what Gen Z really is all about. How it values respect and how it's courageous, how it's informed, all of the discussion that went on during this session. Thank you so much, Marie-Therese, for being a wonderful coordinator. Fantastic. Thank you, Jacob. It was amazing to, just to sit in and listen after your hard work. Thank you, everybody. It was amazing. And on behalf of ICF Jordan, I'm very honored that we were lucky enough to host the first session of the MENA Rising event initiated by ICF Lebanon.
Thank you, Mona. But just to prove to Lamaika that you are very emotional.
Oh my God.
So that
Joe,
our generation is very emotional.
Yeah, so we are not that different after all. I think 1 minute to go. I'm not sure if Joe, by the way, not only a speaker and an expert and a coach, he is doing a lot of behind the scene work with the management. So thank you for that. And I'm not sure if you want to take a picture for your social media to do your magic. So I'll leave that to you
We took several ones.
Oh, okay. All right. Everyone all around the world, thank you so very much. More than honored, to be honest, to be invited and facilitate. I'm looking forward to see you in other occasions. And as for now, do take care wherever you are.
Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.